it's me again. And I wanted to reshoot this video. I guess this is my third attempt at it. So earlier today, there was the Neu Brij thing, and I made a video about it. I might call next bridge Neu Brij, by the way. It rolls off the tongue much better for me. There is the Neu Brij. Plus, then I can't really get in trouble. Okay, if I'm not supposed to say this, mum's the word. Maybe we should call it Lee Van Cleef. I tend to call things that you can't talk about, like Lee Van Cleef. Neu Brij. Neu Brij. They had the website up and then they took it down. And they revealed some things that maybe ought not to have been revealed on their site. And at first I was very worried. And then not so much worried. So I'm glad I kind of held off on that video and I kind of quelled my worry a bit. Because my worry is going to translate to your worry. But if I think about it and be logical, okay. So, one of my first videos, actually my first few videos, and then I went on Uncle Smokey's stock show and talked about it, was EIG. EIG is this Santa Claus venture capital firm that Torchlight has had ties to for quite some time now. Torchlight doesn't actually drill their wells. They hire a company to drill the wells. The company's name, sorry, this hood's itchy. The company's name is Maverick LLC, and I have like 2 whole videos going into Maverick. I was told it wasn't that Maverick, but it is that Maverick. And I have a whole chain of videos. Go check them out. They're my earlier videos. Maverick LLC is owned by EIG. And who took over the Winkler asset is Meco 4, which is also owned by EIG. Several people who are in the Neu Brij have ties to Chesapeake Natural Gas. Chesapeake is an EIG. These are all EIG private companies that are venture capitally funded by EIG. So, if we assume that Neu Brij is EIG, so here's the first assumption. We're going to assume that Neu Brij is going to be a private company. More or less, I guess it would create. I don't want to talk about it because I kind of consider it like a private company might make. You know, people who sold the company short for all those years close out their positions because it's a private company now. So, and the shares have been squirreled away. And at first, I was like, oh, maybe it's just going to be spun off into Neu Brij. Like, our Oilco is going to be, shares are going to go into Oilco, and then that's going to, poof, magically turn into Neu Brij. Because Neu Brij doesn't really have any registration yet. It's very hush-hush. I check on the Texas Comptroller site. Nada. Nevada State Silver Flume. Nada. Luckily, I didn't have to find the dodecahedron. They'll, like, tell you to find this odd polygonal shape, and they'll give the scientific name for it. And I'm like, I'm not a geometrist. I'm not a geometrist here. So, there's no information about that company, but yet it's already organized. There's already a CFO, a CEO, board of directors. There's already executives here. It's an organized company. And yet there's no organizing documents available or any type of like tax setup. Like if you're in Nevada or Texas, you know, there's at least some registration to have a tax set up. Nada. This leads me to believe that Oilco is going to turn into poof. Like a Harry Potter spell. It's going to turn into Neu Brij. Oilco will turn into Neu Brij. Okay, so there will be a share element. Will there be a cash element? So there are those recordings of George talking about the dividend and the pricing of the dividend and how the studies were done last year. this website, as people have been digging, the Neu Brij website's been around since December. It's been around for a year, 2020. So it's been around for a year already, which is when, Torch and Meta really entered into their agreement, was a year ago. The timelines match up. And, the whole EIG connection matches up. So if this goes into a private company, which then gets funded by EIG to further develop the property, would we get a cash dividend element? To which I say yes, because those shares of Oilco, there's 10% of the shares, like 250 million shares, and 10% of that was marked for the holdback dividend. And why do you have a holdback dividend? Because there's a sale. There's a sale. How this is going to play out, I don't know. I still believe that there's going to be a cash element. Will it be 29 to 46? I hope so. I really hope so. And if it's not, I'll be disappointed. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I can be wrong. I'm worried that it won't be, but hopefully there will be a cash element. The fact that the website said 3.2 billion barrels of oil laid out in front of me, 3.2 billion, and I did all these tests, all these calculations. You didn't see half of it, like all this statistical analysis I did on weighted, what numbers carry the most weights to them. It was, 3.1 billion is what I calculate out to be. And here's 3.2. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. That's less than 10% of a rate of error. So I'm very excited about that for one. Let's see here. That's a 3.125 rate of error. It's less than a 5% rate of error. I calculated it out. That's pretty good. That's pretty good p-value. So by that, I have like good confidence that the actual calculations I did for that dividend would be high. That gave me like really good assurance, and I was happy. That's why my confidence was so high. However, shares in a private company you can't really sell, and it's hard to value, so what would be the value? How is this cash element of the dividends going to be priced out? That's my biggest question, my biggest concern at this point. There should be some because it's marked there. Then the audio of George Palacaros talking. If this was planned all along, if this was planned by Berta all along, he was the money finder, or if it was planned by somebody all along, to do this, like I said, this has been Neu Brij, the website came up a year ago, and maybe EIG has been working on getting the money to facilitate the actual purchase of the property, and not so much the development, but the purchase of the property. Then hooray, then it would be a Dr. Pepper where you get cash in, a nice cash dividend and shares in a new company. And I'm hoping it's that. If it's not the case, then, I'm going to see why. But I thought I would lay it out on the table for you guys. Lay out my concerns, my worries, what I was happy about. Because this is my thoughts. And so what I'm telling you is what I'm thinking right now. I'm not like hiding anything from you. That's why I always sound so confusing, because I get out my thoughts. I'm not holding back. I'm not keeping information from you. EIG was well on my YouTube channel back in, October. You can watch it. And then I went on Uncle Smokey's show and we talked about EIG there. And different McCabe ventures too. The McCabe has a big stake in this. There's a lot of Torchlight executives who have a big stake in this. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think it's going to be this is my speculation. I think it's going to be a private company. We're getting down to the wire. you know, things, the Oilco share discrepancy, there's that 25 million shares, which is the 10%. It matches the holdback dividend if there's a sale. But like I said, this could be like a Dr. Pepper. You get a good dividend and then the shares in the new company. That would really mess up short sellers. And I know John Bird has been talking about short sellers. You know, it would really, you know, how many short sellers are going to listen to a pigeon? Kind of repels them away. I'm good at repelling people. Okay, guys. Well, that's my thoughts for today. I thought I would better organize them. I think this is a lot more linear and less confusing than my other current video, but I'm going to put it, you know, in a linear fashion. It was this specific language on the Neu Brij website when they said Neu Brij Hydrocarbons is exclusively developing its. So it's Oro Grande Basin asset. So it says an ownership. The company's ownership of the asset. It was that language that made me think, okay, this. Unless they're referring to another company, but that's not named there. Like I said, the antecedent usually matches the pronoun. I talked about it in the Kerrisdale report. The antecedent usually matches the pronoun. And it was, it was that made me think, you know, that the EIG backing, EIG, maybe it took EIG this long to get the money. Okay, guys, that's it for today. No more videos. Market's closed for the weekend, but I'm going to work on my other MMTLP investigation piece. It's about MMTLP trading. It's about the trading, not the dividend aspect, but the trading, the sneaky trading aspect. So I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.